Hey guys, welcome to all about the Canon XA40 on YouTube. My name's Daniel Rosehill and I own a Canon XA40 camcorder. I set up this YouTube channel to do videos about the functionalities on the XA40 and recently to also show some different audio gear and how it works and sounds really with the XA40. The XA40 is obviously just one of the camcorders in the Canon XA range. They recently brought a few new ones to market, actually not so recently now, it was last September. But so the XA40 is the basic 4K camcorder now in the Canon XA range, which is really a series of compact pro camcorders, which I think is an amazing series. You have so much of the functionality of those kind of big bulky ENG camcorders, but they're small enough to fit into a backpack, literally. What I'm speaking into today and the sound system I'm showing is a cheap and cheerful XLR wireless system from Boya. Now, Boya is, to the best of my knowledge, one of those kind of cheaper Chinese brands, probably on par with, Andur, Boya, Saramonic, all those ones. And the reason that I went for a cheap brand is when you're looking for your XLR wireless systems, stuff tends to get a bit expensive because it's mostly stuff for, I think there's a bias when you move from 3.5mm gear to XLR, more professional stuff. So you're looking at kind of Sony and Sennheiser systems that cost, upwards of $1,000. So this is a cheapie. It was about something like, I think the transmitter and receiver were each in the region of $80 or $90. So something like 150 for a 1TX, 1RX system. And you can use at least two transmitters with the system. Again, it's the BY-WM8 Pro. I picked my system up on AliExpress. Now, this has a plug-in XLR receiver, which means you can plug straight into the XLR port on the XA40 or really whatever you're using. Now, something I've noticed, I haven't got to the bottom of this yet, is most lav mics on the market, most lavaliers, are mono rather than stereo, to the best of my knowledge. When I plug this lav mic directly into the 3.5 port, it outputs left side only audio. There's a blank right channel. I've played around with the settings, I haven't figured it out yet, but when I use the same lav with this wireless system, it works correctly. It is a mono mic, but the camera puts that same mono output onto the left and right channel, so you don't end up with audio only in the left ear. This is the system, and what I'm using it with currently is a mic from Boya. So I'm using a Boya. I think this is actually the lav mic that came with it. It's the lav mics that come with these wireless systems don't tend to be the best, but it should be at least workable audio, I hope. What I'm going to do now, just for demonstration purposes, is swap over to a second lav, and we're going to go over to something from Saramonic. It's about a $50 or $60 lav. I unfortunately can't remember exactly which Saramonic lavalier it is. The whole system, including a couple of cables, cost about $70, so I'm calling it a $60 lav. So let me do that. It's plugging out. So the second lav mic has been plugged in. This is the one from Saramonic, and you should be able to hear if there's any difference in the audio quality. I'm going to go back to the first lav mic now and show the difference between manual and automatic levels. Okay, so back to the original lavalier microphone, and you can use now the advantage of using a XLR wireless system with your XA series gear, whether it's the XA40 or a different XA camcorder, is you can use the audio top handle. So instead of touching the LCD screen to go between your auto and manual levels, you can do everything literally at the touch of a physical hardware button. So what you've been listening up to now has been the automatic gain control, but you're always going to get generally better performance when you set your levels manually for that sound environment. So just so you can hear the difference, I'm going to stop speaking for a few seconds so you can hear what the audio is like without any speaking going on. And now I'm going to jump over to manual. Again, just literally moving buttons. And I've moved over to the manual gain, and of course you really need to be monitoring your audio in order to get this right. So I can just kind of touch it down, and I'm only at about probably 20% on those manual levels now, and looks like that's actually a little bit better in terms of levels than what I had on the auto gain control. And again, just to replicate the test, I'll stop speaking for a few seconds. And now speaking again and peaking here. So I'm not going to do the normalization on the audio, so you can hear as it came off the camcorder. It looks like I'm peaking on the screen at about -10 to -8 dB, which I think is generally pretty decent for voice pickup. But obviously if I move the lav down to its more normal position away from my mouth, we're going to be getting weaker signal. So I'm just going to jump back to auto gain control now. Okay, so back to automatic gain control, and just to wrap up this video so you can hear the difference. So that is using the Canon XA40 in conjunction with this Boya BY-WM8 Pro system. I have tested it to a range of about 50 meters without really any noticeable loss in pickup. So, you know, certainly it gets the job done. But if you can afford something like a Sony or a Sennheiser, especially something, this guy works on AA batteries rather than an internal rechargeable battery. So I find that's always a little bit annoying, because these things always tend to run out of batteries at the worst possible time when you need them the most. So that's the system. Hope this has been useful. If you want to get more videos about the XA40 and different gear you can use in conjunction with it, do consider subscribing to this YouTube channel. Thank you for watching today's video.